Welcome back to the Edmond State Dynasty, and today we will be wrapping up the regular season for Season 2 as we try to make a bowl game. We are currently 4-5 on the season. We need to win 2 of our remaining 3 games to get in, but one of those is going to be against Liberty, so I really think our best chances are probably Middle Tennessee State and New Mexico State. Liberty is currently ranked number 25, and their quarterback is actually on the Heisman watch list, so I don't even want to imagine what he's going to do to our defense. Before we go into today's game, I do want to go over kind of our recruiting board so far. We right now have 10 recruits committed to come to Edmond State next season, and in the top classes, we are actually the #1 ranked class in the CUSA, as we are the only one with 10 3-stars so far. However, none of that matters right now, as we need to get ready for our next game and see if we can't win game number 5 this season. As we now jump into our first scenario, we are already up 7-0, so clearly we scored in simulation, but now they're going to go all the way down to our 25-yard line. It would then go back into simulation, and a couple plays later, they face a 3rd and 12, so we have another chance to get them off the field. We're going to bring a blitz. He's going to the outside, finds his man who will break that tackle and get into the end zone. Touchdown, Mid-Tennessee State. Alright, it wants me to jump in here for this scenario, but why is Dylan Turner not in the game? Gavin Garcia is lined up at running back. Give me just a second. It's because Dylan Turner's career at Edmond State is now done. He has a ruptured disc and will miss the next 6 weeks of the season. So we will not have our best player available for these last games. That is not exactly great. We are also down our starting left guard, Rylan Tobin. So that's going to make these last few games that much more of a challenge. Luckily, Gavin Garcia is still a solid back as he's going to get a gain of 3. Losing Turner for the rest of the year, knowing his career at Edmond State is now done, definitely hurts. On 2nd and 7, we're going to drop back to pass, and I never saw anyone come open. We get sacked to bring up a 3rd and 14. Well, let's see if we can convert this. Eberle back in shotgun. We'll drop back to pass. We're going to try to go to our tight end, Livingston, who will not be able to make the catch. And then the next scenario it has me jump in on, it's just a field goal try here, but we are down 14-7 now, so they clearly scored in simulation. Can we make this kick? The kick is away, and that's going to be close, and it is off the bottom bar. This game is not starting out very well for us. 8:54 to go in the half. They have the ball for a 3rd and 8, and they're going to drop back to pass. He's going to go downfield, and that will be knocked away by, I believe, Marco DeMarco. Now we get to come in on a 3rd and 6 to try to keep this drive moving. We're going to take the throw over the middle, caught by Hart, and he's going to get close to the marker. They do give him the first. However, it would then go back to simulating for a while, and now we jump back in with 3 minutes to go in the half. It's still a 7-point game. And we're going to look to go downfield for Lyle Shermer, who's in a foot race, will make the catch and get brought down to the 11. All right, we have a chance to tie this one up now. Gavin Garcia is the running back in the backfield, and that's where we're going to go with it. And we're going to go to the outside for a gain of just a couple yards. And that would bring us down to the 2-minute warning. So now on a 2nd and 8, we'll drop back to pass, go into the end zone, and missing John Hart. Facing a 3rd and 8 here. Eberle back in shotgun. We'll drop back to pass. And the receivers kind of all got jumbled up, but we find Shermer anyway, but he's not going to get the first down. And honestly, we're just going to try to take the points here with a decent field goal. The kick is away, and we make it 14-10. But with 25 seconds to go here in the half, they do have the ball at our 23-yard line. And we're going to get by the lineman and under pressure and sack him for a 4th and 21. And I believe in simulation they would go for a field goal but miss it. So it's still 14-10 as we now jump in here in the second half. On a 3rd and 7, can we get them off the field? No, we can't. That's a man wide open over the middle, and he is gone. But we will get to jump in on a 3rd and 7 that we're going to give to Garcia. Follow our blocks for the first down. I did not think we were going to get that first, but we got all the way to the 23. Now to go back into simulation, and now to let us jump back in. 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. We're going to send Dominique Speed in motion. It'll be a jet toss. He's going to cut upfield and walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Edmond State. We are not going to go away without a fight today. Our next scenario, it is a 3rd and 3. We would apparently go for 2 and get it, but it would not let me play that, or at least it didn't give me the opportunity. So now we're at a 3rd and 3 on our next drive. Dropping back to the pass, and we're going to try to buy some time to the outside and get brought down to set up a 4th and 2. However, I was given the choice to actually go for this, so that's what we're going to do. Out of a shotgun set, we're going to make this throw over the middle. That'll be caught by Garcia, and our drive will stay alive. We now jump in all the way to the 4th quarter for a 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. It'll be a handoff to Garcia, who will follow his blocks for a 1st down run and fight his way down to the 3. You know, if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. We're going to go right back to Garcia up the middle, and he will find the end zone. And for the first, actually not for the first time today, but now we have the lead. but it appears that Edmond State would respond, and I believe in the simulation, I do keep it on fast sim, but it looked like they scored on like the first play of the drive. But now a 3rd and 4 for us. Off a read option, we'll give that one to Garcia, and he's not going to have the first down. But once again, we are going to go for it. On 4th and 1, we're going to send a man in motion, and the blocking holds up as Shermer gets to the outside for the first down and out of bounds at the 23. The very next play in simulation sets us up at the 8-yard line with about 7 minutes to go. And we're going to give this one to Garcia off an RPO to the outside, and Gavin Garcia into the end zone. Touchdown, Edmond State. Later on in the game, it is now 28-32 with 3:12 remaining. They started their own 20-yard line. We need to get a stop on defense. Going downfield, he finds his man who will break that tackle and get brought down to the 37. They're going to come out in shotgun again. Maybe I'll try controlling a linebacker. We'll see how well that goes. And he's going to go to the other side of the field, find his man for another first down. They would allow that play to take us down to the 2-minute warning. Now from our 44-yard line. Out of a shotgun set, he'll drop back to the pass and going over the middle, and that bounces off the back of one of his own players. He's back in a shotgun set again, and we're going to bring some pressure. He goes to the outside and finds his man for the first down. For just a quick second on that play, it looked like Casper, our defensive back, could have made a play on it. But now in the next play, he'll drop back to pass again over the middle, finds his man for the first down. Defense, we need one of you guys to step up and make a play here. 1st and goal with 1:40 to play in the game. And it's going to be a handoff to the running back who runs right into our guy, and he's brought down. Now a 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. He will drop back to pass this time. It's a quick throw to the outside, caught by the back who is stood up and brought down. Is it possible we could actually make a goal line stand here? 3rd and goal from the 2. He's dropping back to pass, under pressure, and he will throw this one away. It's going to come down to a 4th and goal. And they will come out in a shotgun formation for it with 1:15 to play. It's a handoff to the back, but he is stood up and brought down. Our defense just made a goal line stand. But we still have a job to do here on offense. We need to run down the rest of the clock. Mid-Tennessee State only has 2 timeouts remaining. Handoff to Garcia, who goes up the middle for a gain of 3. This is going to be a risky play here, but I'm going to hope it pays off. 2nd and 7. It'll be a toss to Shermer on the outside, and can the blocking hold up? Not quite long enough. They burn that final timeout. Now it's a 3rd and 6. But I do not care what the down and distance is. We're not going to throw this ball and give them a full minute. We're going to run it, run down the clock. Even if we have to punt, that's fine. And Garcia will be met and brought down. So we will have to punt it away, but we're going to let this clock run down quite a bit. J.J. Marler comes out to punt, and we are waiting for a while. And now this punt will be sent deep. They're going to get to field it with about 20 seconds to go, and he better call a fair catch, and he will. 19 seconds remaining. A field goal does nothing for them. They need to get into the end zone. Out of a shotgun set, he'll drop back to pass, and he's rolling around the backfield. Now we'll finally just throw this one away. Now a 2nd and 10 with 13 seconds to play in the game. Back in a shotgun set again, we're going to bring the pressure, and he has to throw it away immediately. Now just 10 seconds left, still at the 50-yard line of ESU. He'll drop back to pass, standing in the pocket, and he's going to wait all day to throw this ball. It's just going to be a Hail Mary to one-on-one coverage, and that is going to be incomplete, and now it's a 4th and 10. We're sending everybody deep. Do not get beat deep here. 4th and 10, final play of the game. He's dropping back to pass, and he's just going to let this one go deep to the end zone. It is a Hail Mary, and this one will be incomplete, and Edmond State will get out of here with a victory by a final score of 32-28. We only need one more win to become bowl game eligible. Morgan Eberle goes 23 of 34 for 317 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the ground, Gavin Garcia filled in nicely for Dylan Turner with 109 yards and 2 scores of his own. And then receiving, Garcia 6 for 62, Livingston 5 for 70, but Dominique Speed 4 for 78 and 2 scores. But it now says Speed is injured. That is not going to be good for us. Let's see what happened over here on defense, though. Leading the team in tackles is a tie between Jonathan Hall and Antoine Copper. And in sacks, Nick Ortiz came away with 3, Worthy got 2, and Carden got 1, but we got no interceptions. I am excited we may be able to sneak into a bowl game this year, but unfortunately we have really no shot anymore of competing for a CUSA championship with our loss to Louisiana Tech in the last episode. Right now we're the number 5 team, so we would need a lot to happen in the last couple games. Our next opponent is Liberty, who was number 25 last week, but unfortunately for them, they lost to Florida International, getting their first conference loss on the season, so they're going to be looking to rebound against us. Obviously, this is going to be a very, very tough game for Edmond State, but let's jump in and see if we can't pull off a massive upset. And our first scenario is on the very first drive of the game. We have gotten into the red zone here, so we're going to see if we can take advantage of that and give it to Garcia, who will fight his way down to the 10. Now up against a 2nd and 3. We'll drop back to pass. A quick throw will be caught by Shermer, who will have the first down to about the 4-yard line. That's going to bring up a 1st and goal. Out of a shotgun set, we're going to give this to Garcia, who will go up the middle, trying to find a lane, is brought down to the 3. I think it's now time we just run this play again. It's going to be a jet toss to Lyle Shermer, who gets to the outside. The blocking holds up long enough, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, ESU. Now it wants us to jump in on defense, facing a 3rd and 7. From the 45-yard line, he'll take the snap and looks to pass. He's going to go to the outside. He finds his man for the first down, and will hammer him down at the 13. But it will let us jump back in here now that they're inside the red zone. It's a handoff to the running back, who goes up the middle and will be met and brought down for a gain of 4. We'll see if they give it back to the back, and yes, they will, but he is met and brought down to set up a 3rd down. Let's try to hold him to a field goal try. On a 3rd and 5, he's back in shotgun again. We'll take the snap, and it's a quick throw to the outside. How did my guy not actually react to that when he ran right by the ball? Touchdown, Liberty. But to my surprise, we would apparently respond to that. We get to jump back in now at the 14-yard line, but we are already up 14-7. So we got a touchdown in simulation. Hand off to Gavin Garcia, who's going to fight his way down to the 2, which is going to set us up for a 1st and goal. We'll take the snap and give this one to Garcia off the read option, and he is not going to find the end zone yet. On a 2nd and goal from just inside the 1-yard line, out of a shotgun set again, we'll go right to Garcia, who will walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Edmond State, and we're up 21-7. And that would lead to our next scenario, where we're already up by 14 and we have the ball for a 3rd and 5. We're going to draw back to the pass and go deep downfield for Dominique Speed, who will make the catch and into the end zone. Touchdown, Edmond State. We're now up by 3 scores. And then our defense gets another stop. We get to come in to try a 2-minute drill with a minute and a half to go here in the first half. We'll drop back to the pass, and we're going to throw this one to Garcia, who will make the catch for the 1st down. A minute and 15 seconds to go here in the half now. We'll drop back to the pass. And we're going to throw this one underneath. That's going to be caught by Shermer, who's across the 50-yard line. Makes that man miss. Lyle Shermer off to the races, and he is gone. Touchdown, Scissor-Tails, to go up 35-7. Into the second half we go. It is now 35-10, and we have the ball on a 3rd and 4. We're going to hand this one up the middle for the 1st down. And since that got us inside the 20, we get to stay in this game, and we're going to run this RPO to Hart on the outside for just a couple yards. Now facing a 2nd and 8 from the 16, Eberle will drop back to pass. And we're just going to take this running lane that opened right up over the middle, and Eberle will fumble the ball, but it will be recovered by Edmond State in the end zone. Touchdown, Scissor-Tails yet again. Our next scenario is in the 4th quarter, where they face a 4th and 13, trying to convert here. And he's going to let this one rip deep downfield, and that one will be incomplete. And we would almost immediately take advantage of that. In the first play of simulation, we get a 30-yard run that sets us up inside the 1. Why not just let Gavin Garcia finish this one off? Touchdown, Edmond State. And I would just let that take us to the end of this game. I believe we got another touchdown in simulation. Final score is 56-17. This was by far the best game I think we have played as an entire school so far, or as an entire team, however you want to word that. But we are now 6-5 on the season and officially bowl eligible. Morgan Eberle finishes 17 of 21 for 310 yards and 4 touchdowns. On the ground, Garcia goes for 106 and 2 scores of his own. And then receiving, Dominique Speed 6 for 123 and a score. Hart got a touchdown, and Lyle Shermer came away with 2. This was just an all-around great game. Leading the team in tackles, Lyle Bowe got 7, Isaiah Hastings got 7, and then Marlon Worthy got 2 sacks, and Isaiah Hastings also came away with 2 sacks, but still no interceptions. Now I'm a little confused how we beat the team that was number 1 in the conference but fall down a spot. I understand it's due to conference rankings, but we just beat Mid-Tennessee State, so we're both 4-3. I think it's because they're 7-4 for whatever reason. It has them above us right now, but I think realistically we're probably number 5 because we lost to Louisiana Tech, and we lost to Sam Houston, and we lost to FIU, and then Liberty still has a better record than us. But moving on past that, if we look at the bowl game projections, unfortunately, we are not in these right now. Obviously, we still have one more game to play, and I think a 7-5 record is going to look a lot better than 6-6. So we really need to take care of business against New Mexico State and not just kind of underestimate them and just assume it's going to be an easy win. Obviously, that win against Liberty is probably the best win we have had so far in this dynasty, but I would say this game is going to be pretty close just because I think we need this 7th game to make a bowl game. We go into our first scenario where they have a 3rd and 6. He's dropping back to pass and looking to go deep downfield. Is this lineman just going to let me run right by? He has all the time in the world and finally gets rid of this one. What in the hell was that? 4th and 6 though, so we do get the ball. And it is going to let us jump into this game now. A 3rd and 4. We'll give this one to Garcia, and we try to spin out a defender and set up a 4th and 1. I'm a little surprised it took us out on that 4th and 1. We get to come in on our next scenario. Now a 1st and 10 from the 9-yard line. It just said this is a big drive and wants us to take over, and that was probably a really risky pass. But either way, it results in a 4-yard play, so now we have a 2nd and 6 out of shotgun. We're going to give this one to Garcia, who goes up the middle, and will have the first down and fight his way all the way to the 27. Now a 1st and 10. We're going to send Shermer in motion. It is going to be that jet toss play. To the outside. Can Hart hold his block? It doesn't matter. We get caught from behind anyway. A gain of 10. Now we're going to try this RPO. We'll give this one to Garcia to go up the middle, and he's going to get the first down pretty easily. From our own 43-yard line, we'll come out in shotgun. They're bringing a blitz, but I think we picked it up nicely going deep downfield. He overthrows Shermer. That one really stings. Now on a 2nd and 10, we're going to take the step and give this one to Marvin Sanders, who's going to go up the middle and get close to the marker. It's a 3rd and 1. From the 48-yard line of New Mexico State, we'll drop back to pass. We're going to lob this to our tight end, caught by Livingston, who will cut up field inside the 30 and get brought down to the 27. We are going to snap this before the end of the first quarter. On a 1st and 10, hand off to Garcia, and that's just going to be a 2-yard play. It would set up a 2nd and 8 now, and we're going to send Dominique Speed in motion. It will be a jet toss to Speed this time, to the outside. Looking to follow his blocks, breaks that tackle, and he is all the way down to the 9-yard line. We're going to come out in a 5-wide set for the 1st and goal. We'll drop back to pass. We're going to go to our tight end, called by Livingston, who is into the end zone. Touchdown ESU. Now it wants us to jump in on defense for a 3rd and 5 from our own 45. He'll drop back to pass, and a wide open man just completely dropped that one. We caught a break there. But the next scenario we get is back on defense. It's a 3rd and 4 from our own 38-yard line. He'll drop back to pass. He's going over the middle, and he will find his man for the first down. It would throw us back in now from the 15-yard line where they have a 1st and 10. He's back in shotgun again. He's going to send a man in motion, and it will be a jet toss, but that gets blown up in the backfield. Now on a 2nd and 12, he's back in shotgun again. From our 17-yard line this time, he is trying to change around the play just a bit. He'll finally take the snap. It's a handoff to the back, to the outside. The blocking sets up, and he gets hammered, but does set up a 3rd and 2 as they're going to run a no-huddle offense here. So let's call the cover 6 and see if we can't get a stop. From our 7-yard line, they're back in shotgun again. We'll look to pass, and he's dropping farther back, now going to the end zone and finding a wide open man. Touchdown, New Mexico State. The next time we jump in, there are 30 seconds to go here in the first half. We are tied up at 7. It is a 3rd and 10. He'll drop back to pass under pressure, finds his man over the middle, and that will set up a 4th and 2 as they burn a timeout. But instead of going for a field goal here to take the lead, they're going to go for it on 4th and 2. And we're going to come right up the middle with Slade, and he'll break that tackle, get to the outside, and have the first down. Are you kidding me, Del Slade? You had him. Now with 20 seconds to go, they're at the 15-yard line, trying to take a lead before halftime. Out of a shotgun set again, he'll drop back to pass, and now firing this one through the back of the end zone. Facing a 2nd and 10. Back in a shotgun set again. He'll drop back. We're trying to bring some pressure with the lineman. He's going to throw to the outside. He's got a man open, and he will have the first down to the 3. The clock is still running. They have no more timeouts. 5 seconds to go. He is taking a while to snap this ball. Is he going to get the snap off? And yes, he will. The last possible second. And we're going to get the sack and go to halftime. And that, everybody, is why sometimes you just take the points. But now it's a 3rd and 8 as we jump into the second half, trying to keep our drive alive. And we're going to take this throw underneath. That'll be caught by Hart, who needs to make some people miss, but it's going to set up a 4th and 3. But we are going to get aggressive and go for it here on 4th and 1. I'm sorry, 4th and 3. We're just going to go deep downfield for Shermer, who will make the catch into the end zone. Touchdown, Edmond State, and we will take the lead. And our defense would get us the ball back, but it is now 13-7, so we missed the extra point. But on a 2nd and 7, we're going to give this one to Garcia to go up the middle, trying to run through people. He gets the first down. 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Eberle back in shotgun. We'll drop back to pass, and we're going to try to lob this one, but it's going to fall incomplete. Facing a 2nd and goal now. We're going to take the snap. It's going to be an option, and Garcia's hitting the backfield. That's going to bring up a 3rd and goal from the 12-yard line. Eberle will drop back to pass. Run to the outside. We're going to lob this for our tight end, but he overthrows it. As long as I can make this field goal, we should have a 9-point lead. It should not be that difficult of a try. The kick is away, and it is good. Following that, our next scenario, we are now up 24-7, so clearly in simulation, we got a touchdown and a 2-point try. Now we face a 3rd and 2 that we're going to give to Garcia, and he's going to get the first down to keep the drive moving. Officially under 8 minutes to go from the 14-yard line. He's going to draw back to the pass, and we're just going to try to run with Eberle, but he gets swarmed and brought down. 2nd and 11, Eberle back in shotgun. We'll take the snap. It's going to be a RPO to the outside, and Hart is into the end zone. Touchdown, Edmond State. Down 31-7. They are going to go for it here on 4th down. If they don't get this, I'll probably just jump to the end of this game. He's going to draw back to pass, going deep downfield. That one will fall incomplete. And we would apparently light them up a little bit more in simulation. Final score is 45-14. So we finished this year on a 3-game win streak with a 7-5 record. And personally, I think it had a lot to do with Morgan Eberle. He has been absolutely amazing in this episode. In this game, he goes 15 for 21, 250 yards, and 5 passing touchdowns. On the ground, Gavin Garcia got 90 yards on 21 carries, and Dominique Speed even got a rushing touchdown apparently at one point. And then over at receiving, John Hart got a touchdown, Shermer got a touchdown, Livingston got a touchdown, Bo McKnight got one, and Taven Smalls came away with one. So just spreading the ball around all day today. And then Del Slade leads the team in tackles with a total of 8, and in sacks, Isaiah Hastings got 1.5, Slade got 1, Worthy got 1, and Green got half of 1, and we actually got an interception finally from Jonathan Hall. Following that game, we have a brand new commit in 3-star corner Emmett Morig out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and he is the only one we got this week. However, week 15 was a bye week, and we ended up landing wide receiver Kyle Eagles, a 3-star out of Monroe, Louisiana. We are now in the week of conference championship games, and Liberty had quite the meltdown. It looks like they lost their last 3 conference games of the season, so the conference championship game will be between Florida International and Sam Houston. And we land another 3-star player. We get defensive back Chauncey Pack out of Lombard, Illinois. We're also going to land a 3-star center out of Philadelphia in Brady Barnes. Aside from those guys, we also end up getting 13,000 coach experience. I have no idea where this came from, but I'm gladly going to take it. And your Heisman winner for this season is quarterback Avery Johnson at Kansas State with 42 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a bowl game, the Gasparilla Bowl against number 21 Florida State. I ended up having 50 coach points to spend, so I went ahead and maxed out the recruiter tab besides the kicker section. I really don't see any reason to actually throw any points into that, especially when you only get a finite amount of coach upgrades. But then I unlocked tactician, and we got boost to throw on the run and change of direction for our quarterback. And then we also got boost to pass block and impact block, and boost to run block and lead block for our offensive linemen. You know what, let's just make this a long episode and jump into the game against Florida State and see if we can't somehow win this bowl game. The very first scenario we get is the jump in on defense. It is currently 0-0, and it will be an RPO to the outside. He finds his man who gets flipped down to the 1, but there is a flag, and I think this is going to be a holding call. It was in fact not a holding call. It was an eligible receiver downfield. So now a 1st and 15 for them. He'll take the snap, give it to the running back who's going to go right up the middle and set up a 2nd and 9. Now they're going to come out in a pistol set for the very next play. He takes the snap, they give it to the back who goes up the middle and is brought down to the 7. Come on, defense, let's hold him to a field goal try. That would be absolutely massive here. 3rd and 7, he'll send the man in motion. Take the snap, and he's going to throw this one to the outside. That is caught and into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida State. But now we get to jump in and try to tie this game up, but our end zone is a little bit glitched out. I'm going to assume that's some sort of weird glitch with Team Builder teams as we fire downfield to find Shermer, who gets body slammed for a 10-yard play. Eberle, I'm not going to lie, if we win this game, it may have to be a shootout. 2nd and inches from the 6-yard line. It'll be a jet toss to Dominique Speed, and we at least get the first down. Now from the 3, Gavin Garcia in the backfield. We'll take the snap and give it to Garcia, who is blown up. But that leads to a 2nd and goal from the 5. We'll drop back to pass and lob to our tight end, who is wide open, and he will dance into the end zone. Touchdown, ESU. The very next scenario we get to jump into is a 3rd and 8 with 9:47 to go in the half. It is still a 7-7 ball game, and Eberle's going to look to run for this first down, gets to the outside, and we are going to try to slide, but it would not let me, all the way down to the 8. 1st and goal. Another shotgun set for us. We're going to send Shermer in motion. I assume you guys know what's coming at this point. And all right, good blocking, Garcia. You just let that dude go. 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line now. Out of a 5-wide set, we'll take the snap and try to get rid of this one and get sacked on the play. Never really saw anyone come open there. 3rd and goal from the 18-yard line. We're going to go ahead and change that to a post route for Shermer so he at least goes to the end zone. We're going to try to find him over the middle, and it's going to fall incomplete. But we will at least get a field goal try out of this as the kick is away, and we hold a 3-point lead. It is now requesting me to jump in on defense. We'll see how well this goes. 1st and 10 from the 20. And it'll be a handoff to the running back who goes up the middle for a gain of a few yards. Now with a 2nd and 7. Back in a shotgun set again. He'll take the snap. And he's going to throw this one to the end zone, and that one is tipped in the air. And had you not tipped that, I think we would have had an interception on that play. Whatever. Now a 3rd and 7. And he's going to send a man in motion, go downfield, find his man for the first down. All right, maybe it's not whatever because they shouldn't even be alive on this drive right now. 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. We are going to bring a blitz with Slade here. See if Deathstroke can get to the backfield. And yes, he will, but he can't make the tackle. All right, you don't deserve the name Deathstroke. I understand you're a senior. This is the only game I've ever called you that, but yeah, you're not going to get to keep that. 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Out of a shotgun set, handoff to the back again, who goes to the outside, breaks that tackle, and then is brought down. A 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. Back in a shotgun set again. He'll take the snap. Please keep them out of the end zone. He has all day to throw. That dude's just laying on top of my lineman here. And he's finally going to let it go and find his man. You have to get pressure, and we couldn't get by anybody. And now with about a minute to go here in the half, they have driven all the way back down to our 10-yard line for a 1st and goal. Letting the clock run down. He'll take the snap and looks to the end zone, and that one's going to be knocked away. A 2nd and goal from the 10-yard line now. Back in a shotgun set again. He'll take the snap and looks to pass. Going to the end zone. He's got an open man. Touchdown, Florida State. They now want me to jump in on offense. Down by 11 with 52 seconds to go here in the half. And we're going to take this throw underneath. That's caught by Shermer, who's trying to use his speed to the edge and gets a 9-yard play. So the clock will continue to run. We do have all 3 timeouts, but not burning one just yet. We're going to try to force this to Livingston over the middle, who will make the catch into Florida State territory. Eberle back in shotgun again. Garcia's in the backfield. We'll run the play fake. Not seeing anyone come open downfield. We're just going to throw this one away. Now 28 seconds to go before halftime. We'll take the snap. We're going to go deep downfield for Hart, who's in a foot race. He will make the catch and into the end zone. Touchdown, Edmond State. We now jump ahead into the second half where it's a 1st and 10 from our 15-yard line for Florida State. It's a handoff to the back who goes to the outside and is brought down for a 2-yard run. Now on a 2nd and 8 from the 13-yard line. And a pistol set. They go back to the back again to the outside, who will be met and brought down, setting up a 3rd and 4. Holding them to a field goal would keep this a 1-score game. From the 9-yard line, he'll drop back to the pass. Rolling to the outside, finds his man downfield. Touchdown, Florida State. We get to come back into the game with 10:32 remaining, facing a 3rd and 7. We'll drop back to the pass. We're going to fire this one to Shermer, who will make the catch at the 19. I did not think he was going to come down with that. Now inside the red zone. Eberle back in shotgun. We'll drop back to the pass and lob this one over the middle for the tight end. Touchdown to Tony Livingston. This scenario is huge for us. We apparently went for 2, did not get it, so we're now down by 5. They're going for it on 3rd down all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Florida State. It is going to let us jump in on offense, though, for a 3rd and 5. We'll drop back to the pass. We're going to go to Livingston on the outside, and that's tipped in the air and nearly intercepted. That is going to set up a 4th and 5 for us, where we need to convert here. They're bringing people on a blitz. We're going to go deep downfield for Bo McKnight, and he will not come down with it. That was probably not the best read I could have made. Not going to lie, I kind of panicked seeing the blitz. But we're not completely dead in this game yet. 2:08 to go. We have 2 timeouts remaining. They're going to run a play action, rolling to the outside, and he's finally going to get sacked on the play. We come back out now with 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining in the game. We need a quick touchdown and an onside kick. Going deep downfield for Shermer, and that one will be caught down to about the 16. A shotgun set with 1 minute and 1 second remaining. We do have 1 timeout remaining still, and we're going to do an underneath throw to Fowler, who can't come down with it. Facing a 2nd and 10. Eberle back in shotgun. We'll take the snap, and we're going to fire this over the middle. Caught by Livingston, who will fight his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Edmond State. We have 1 chance to try to win this game with an onside kick that I really have no idea how to do here. So we're going to try this. Barely putting power behind it, and they are going to recover it. Can we at least force a fumble? No, we can't. Unfortunately, our winning streak is snapped in our first ever bowl game, but we do compete with the number 21 ranked school, Florida State, so I'm still really proud of this team. For one, making a bowl game in year 2 is really impressive, and we were a pretty good team this entire episode. We won all 3 games. It definitely was not, it didn't at least feel like the same team we had most of the year, and I am really excited about Morgan Eberle's development if he can take a big jump in the offseason. And his final stats today are 20 of 33 for 272 and 4 touchdowns. On the ground, Garcia only ran for 46 yards on 11 carries, really could not get the ground game going at all. But Tony Livingston, 7 for 87 and 3 touchdowns. He had one hell of a day today. And John Hart with the long touchdown right there, I think at the end of the first half. Now over on defense, who led the team in tackles? That is going to be Celestin and Slade. I assume we had an injury because Marlon Worthy was not in this entire game. In sacks, Cam Toon got 1 and Green got 1, and we got no interceptions. But that is going to wrap up Season 2 of this dynasty. In the next episode, we will take on the entire offseason and hopefully get a lot more help added to this team to see if we can't come back to another bowl game next season.